double check. Give me a second.
Wait, double check.
Yeah, double check. Okay. So the panel have voted with a vote of 4 to 3. The artist to be selected is Simone Lee.
Ooh.
Wow. How many images coming in this town? How dare you disregard what why did you do that?
I am just the messenger. I'm just responding to the panelists.
Why? Why? Why?
You have a right to know
Why?
Everybody in this room wanted her. That's disrespectful. She came and fought fire. No, afraid of what that statue is.
They have to say something. Excuse me, excuse me.
No, that statue is going up. The statue is going up.
But why?
The statue is going up. The statue is going up.
Say something. You'll have to come and tell us something.
That's bullshit. Yes, that's crazy. That is everybody in the
Let me speak. Let me speak.
It's not mainstream. That's what
Community, the committee, we hear you. We hear you. So we would like, we have the same question. So allow the panel
I'm going to get
to
this to press, but I'll
explain
make
how
sure
they
that
came
you get
to
in
this
the press. So
decision.
give me your comment.
Okay? Hold it. Let them say it. We need to hear this. Don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave. Go ahead.
You know why you shouldn't leave? You know why you shouldn't leave?
Hold on.
Because this is what people count on. Every time you walk out of a room,
Hold on.
you gotta stay.
Okay, go ahead. Go.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so first of all, I just want to say good evening to everyone.
It's afternoon. So what did you base your decision on? I'll say it's it.
Wait, we need explanation.
Yeah, definitely do. I want to hear this one. I want to hear this.
What's your name, sir?
No,
What's your name?
My name is Mr. Kennedy. What's your name?
Every time.
Stop people hot. Sir, I understand you're upset. Please don't be condescending.
Yes, don't just.
Don't do that.
Nils, I got him. Let him speak, please.
So first, what I want to say is like if there was any hint of condescension, that was not intended in any way, shape, or form.
I believe you. That's not condescending either.
But wait, let him finish, please.
Continue.
Go ahead.
There's nothing. I think what I wanted to say first of all is that this has been a very instructive process. Okay, and what I want to say is that we heard all of the what everyone said. Now, in fact, let me start here.
What everyone said, you mean opinions? You mean?
Let me.
Wait, let him finish, sir.
Go right
Wait,
ahead.
hold on,
Go right
before
ahead.
you speak. Sir,
Yes.
I just want you to know
Yes.
that we feel you, okay? We, part of the committee, are very concerned with the outcome. So because the panel is here, we need to allow them to explain themselves. So before we leave the room, we must hear what they're saying. Allow that, please. Go ahead.
Could we have him introduce himself?
Yeah, I
We
was
don't
gonna-
know his name.
Yeah, I was going to do that, but I just.
Go ahead.
So my name is Uzadin Maiwala, right? And I'm up at the Africa Center. I'm the CEO of the Africa Center, which is up at 110 and 5th Avenue. So thank you for the opportunity to speak. I think there has been a lot of discussion today about all the different sort of aspects of the projects. Clearly, like many things went into deciding or like into the vote of the folks up here who are on the panel. It's an honor to have served on this panel. I know that sometimes when people see the results of these things, like it causes more discussion, and that's a really good thing. It's the process. What I think for us, and I don't want to speak for all of the panelists, I think we were called up here to offer an opinion, right? It's an opinion, right? It's what we were asked to provide for everyone. And so it's, sorry?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's, again, I just want everyone to know that we were called up here for today, as everyone in this room, to express a particular opinion. And that's what we are here to do. So I think for those of us who are speaking to, or for those of us who are voting today, the idea was to take into account what we know from our different fields and from our expertise, and use that to make a decision based on what was presented. Now, each of the projects clearly had its merits, and there were some projects that seemed to speak to people on the committee a little bit more. There are some aspects of the project that seem to speak to the folks in the community a little bit more.
It wasn't up to them, it's up to the community.
Wait, let him finish.
As I understood it, we were asked to come in here and provide,
Look at my face.
Go ahead.
we were asked to come in and provide, on this panel, right, our opinion of things and our understanding based on our professional knowledge, as the community was asked to provide their own knowledge based off of, living in the area, et cetera, right? So that's what we were called up here to do. Sorry. And professional knowledge. Forgive me. So can I take a step back then? Let me take a step back and say this. You guys can probably hear that I'm very nervous, right? I understand there's a lot of energy in the room.
Walk out the room.
What?
No,
Sorry.
wait.
So I just want to let. So let me just finish. I think what folks thought about, right, was a number of things in terms of just the aesthetic experience, right? Taking into account, we deliberated everything that we heard from everyone else. People thought about, you know what, maybe I should just hear. I know that.
So you had something to say. Did you want to say something from the camera?
You know what I sense? I sense
Yeah.
straight bias is what I sense, and I don't think this was done through the efforts of fairness or democracy at all. This is bias. The other consensus didn't even show up.
So
Explain that. Explain your decision. Explain your decision.
So
They're not even here. They're not even here.
Listen to this.
Explain it.
Listen to this. To me, this is the most important thing, right? He said that they were asked to form an opinion, right? It's because we gotta listen. That's why I want y'all to listen. What we thought was happening was that once we entered into this room, into this space, that we would have an opportunity to look at these 4 artists and that a decision would be made based on the consensus in the room. That's what the community thought. So what's happening is, you gotta be clear about the process. So the process is the panel, the representatives are the voters. And so we as the committee had 1 vote. We had 1 vote. And that person said that they were willing to vote based on how the committee wanted them to vote. So now that they've made a decision, it's important for us to be able to hear from those in terms of how they came up to their decision on how they're voting.
The problem is the process. The problem is the community has no power. The problem is there's no accountability. That is what the issue is. It's not about y'all, it's about the process.
I just want to ask a question on behalf of Community Board 11 and my whole community here.
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to find out if the votes are going to be made public as to why and the reasoning why, right?
Yes.
Second of all, if the public's opinion was not going to be taken into account, then why have we been here? Excuse me. Why have we been here since 10 o'clock and it's 5 o'clock now, 7 hours later? I'd also like to find out who lives in this community that has lived with this statue, that is finally an artist who shows what this community
A native New
was
Yorker.
like.
A native New Yorker.
A community that has been, that's a painful one, because if you don't pass by Marion Sims' statue and not think about your kids and what could have happened if you lived in another time, then you're not black or brown. So the fact of the matter is that the J. Marion Beyond Sims committee worked really hard. They worked their tail off. We have a lot of activists here that are still sitting, and we are being fed a decision that was argued, right? You asked the questions. You said, what do you think about this artist? What do you think about this artist? What do you think? And the community responded. Okay? When you said do comparisons, the community responded. The community gave you the reasons why. It's not what you feel, why you think you're an artist, what value it gives to you, because you don't live here. If you don't live here and you don't work here, right, then you should respect, if it's an opinion, which is all your opinion, where does your opinion outvalue the community that has been doing forums? This is not the first forum.
I don't know who's gonna call
If we
Simone.
didn't
Which one of these
have-
friends of her is gonna call him anyone she
Excuse
wants?
me.
That's what everybody knows. Straight fights.
Excuse me.
Nonsense.
Excuse me, if we didn't have a
This is
voice,
wrong.
and the voice, our voice wasn't supposed to be counted, because ultimately you all knew what you were gonna do.
That's why everybody knows this morning.
Excuse me.
This is a farce.
No, don't worry,
Yes,
don't do
charade.
that, don't do that. You are not gonna do that. You are not gonna let this come on. That's right, but you are not gonna let this board demoralize you. This is a culmination.
Travesty.
This is a culmination of work that two different committees worked on, that different council people.
Can we take a minute? Can everybody take a minute? I want you to stand up. Stand up. Come on, stand up, everybody.
I don't know what's so funny.
Stand up.
Comedy this.
Stand up.
Comedy this.
Okay? Be patient, be loving, be caring. Feel the heart center. We're close to 10 years working on this.
Wow.
Okay? 10 years. And we need to be centered. Okay? We cannot react. We will hear. We will hear the reasoning behind this. Look, in my book, whatever decision they make,
It's nonsense.
it's their opinion.
Right. No,
Okay?
it's not fact.
And wait, paciencia, niño. Por favor. Indigo, come here with me. Indigo, come here with me now.
So angry.
Yes, come here.
I am so angry right now.
There's nothing to
Right there.
No idea how angry I am.
Right there. Indigo. The drum.
Contestants were not
The
even
drum.
here. So what did you geniuses base your decision on?
It's
Bias.
been a long
Favoritism.
10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so you gotta understand. Indigo. The drum. The drum. Let's breathe into the drum. Let's breathe into our ancestors. Let's breathe into every sister that has been violated by the medical establishment. Breathe into it. The drum. Okay, the drum.
And let's work together to get this out there in the world, because this is very
Get
interesting.
closer, because we are going to deal with this. Okay?
The highest level. In the arts.
Okay, think about the ancestors that brought you here on this day.
So let me just explain what you are witnessing. This that I'm expressing is not just coming from me personally. For those who don't know me, I am a percussionist, I'm a drummer. And the drum that I use is a djembe. The djembe is a connection for us to our ancestors.
Exactly.
And right now, there's a feeling in the room and in this space. And right now we feel very betrayed.
Yes.
Very betrayed. So what you are witnessing is not just anger. What you are witnessing is sadness. Sadness from a people who feel like no matter what, we always continue to show up. You continue to ask for our opinion. you continue to ask for us to participate in a process that now feels like it was rigged. That's how it feels. Wait, because you need to really understand. For us to stand here and for you to say that you were asked to form your opinion, that may very well be true. You may have been asked to form your opinion. But what we see from the community was we were asked to come here and to make a decision based on 4 artists. And that when we left this room, it would be based on our opinion. Yes. So now we feel as though our opinion, once again, does not matter. So you know how when someone who's been sexually violated and you have an incident that occurs and they have to repeat themselves? That's what it feels like. It feels like those women who were violated, that we as a community have been violated once again. When? We keep asking ourselves, when does it end? When does it stop? And we thought that this process was going to allow us to be able to do that. Y'all have left us, once again, not being able to feel whole. That's where we are. And as one person, one voice, one entity representing Councilmember Inez Barron, that's why I was on that committee. I was on that committee for that, with that voice. Because you hear that? Sellout, that was the concern.
Sellout.
That was the concern. And I don't know, I can tell you, I don't know, I can't tell you where we're gonna end up as a result of this. All I can tell you is, this is not the end. Hold it. Now, Derek, hold it. This is, I can tell you that this is not the end. And if y'all feel and believe that you will be bringing Simone and her statue to that location, you're gonna have a problem. I'm telling you that you will have a problem. That's not to say that we're here to threaten anybody, but that's to say that we were part of a process. And the process does not leave us feeling good.
No, we don't.
And I'm finished. So if y'all have something else to say, I'm done. I have nothing else to say.
Well, who's the chair of the?
I just wanted to say that that I think on both sides of the situation, I think we're all feeling a little like we, like from our perspective, we were asked to come and to be voting committee, be on the voting committee, right? Yes. The community's perspective, from the community's perspective, the community thought that they were coming into this room to pick a sculpture, right? And so I think the difference, there's been a lot of confusion around what was the process and what should have been the process. And I think that
It's not about the process, it's about the community and what they want.
No, they were told something different.
But why are you deciding on this process?
That's the point, right? And the point is that the process doesn't work for this community, so the conversation should be that like maybe should be trying to change the process.
Why do you get to the point? How you change the decision? And why are you doing everyone else? Why don't you open your mouth about that, Mr. Bagwell?
Sorry, can I chat with you for a second? Because I really want to say
And that's unfair to you.
Any of the white people don't say anything over there? Any of the white people don't say anything?
You haven't tried it.
Please, let's get the answers. That's all we want. What is the basis that we didn't come?
Well, and he should have said that.
This is very problematic when you are not, when it seems like both sides don't understand the process. It's very problematic. Excuse me, honey, let me just make a point. It's very problematic when the community has brought in from the beginning and then at the last minute, right, in the last panel, when we understand that up together, which we don't know who, we don't know where they're from, we don't know what their qualifications are, right? No, it's not that. So with that, we're here since 10 o'clock. Some of us come in later, I came in later, I'll be honest about that. We bought into the process that's nebulous, that wasn't laid out anywhere, that wasn't given to us in any way, right? We pour our heart and soul and explain why we feel a certain thing. Additions and changes were suggested. Symbols were explained. We explained why members in this community took the time to sit here to explain why certain visions were important, right? Yes. I spoke several times as to why I thought, one panel, work was, spoke to me more. To then have a process that's not transparent and is just discussed, where we don't hear who's from where and understand on what basis they were empowered to make a decision for this community on a statute that it took 10 years to remove, right? Where it wasn't explained to us that we were here for window dressing because our opinion really wasn't going to be counted unless it was unless it fell in line with whatever decision was made. It's very problematic.
Process, right?
Okay, can I?
Not political at all, right?
Protest coming out the building.
Hold on a sec. So I want to say a couple of things. So first
Why
of
don't you
all,
say why don't you explain yourself and explain your decision? You want to say something?
okay,
Say that.
So I'm not on the panel.
I have a headache.
I'm the
What are you
commissioner.
here for then?
I'll tell you in a second. So, first of all, I feel terrible, obviously, that this has been hold on a second, right? Can I please, because I think I have something to say that maybe will be welcome to everybody. So, just to say, first of all, that there was, a very open process up until this point, that there was a lot of community input, far beyond actually any that we've ever done for any other percent for our project in the history of this program, as I understand it. So then, I feel like, I just want to say that the opinion of this panel, which they voted on, is advisory to the city. Okay? So I just want to say advisory to the city. So we're going to go back to our offices now. We're going to huddle between the Parks Department. We have heard what's going on here. And I just want to say also, in good faith, we ask, and there's a law that says how the committee is made up. And I think we've been pretty clear about that along the way. Maybe not everybody has heard about it, but really we said that, and Kendall got up there and said, okay, there's the voting panels, non-voting panels. There's a law that says arts professionals and city officials that makes up that panel. That's mandatory. However, the opinion of the panel is advisory to the city. That the city can then take that advice or not take that advice. Now, I'm just saying that we're going to go back to our precinct, and we were going to, I have not signed off on this yet. They have done their job. We're gonna huddle back together. We're gonna talk to our stakeholders. I just wanted to say, again, and everybody is here because they really care about this. And the passion in the room is felt and understood. It is not going to be ignored. I just want to say that is not the final decision. It is advisory to the city.
So if it's
I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying today. I'm not going to say anything beyond that. I'm saying we have to go back.
And I'm saying it.
That's the case, and for the record, can you say that the community is not pleased with this decision?
Oh, that's on the record, Dr. Norman. That's already pretty clear. We're going to make that even more clear today when we put everything online.
Right.
Thank you.
So why did they choose it? They still haven't said it.
Still no answer. Twiddle the door.
You're yelling.
What's the reason?
Thank you, Tom. That is the outcome we needed. That And I have confidence that they will do the right thing. They're not, you know, at this point, I don't even want to hear from them.
Let's let the commissioner finish. As he explained, this is an only advisory. It's not over. It's not finished. We were all in the room. Listen, I'm with you 100%. It was very clear what the community wanted. Let us go back. Again, if we're fighting, I get it. I get the frustration. We're all frustrated. But we're not gonna accomplish anything. So let the commissioner finish explaining what the rest of the process is, and we will reconvene. It's not gonna happen today. That's disappointing.
And also, just okay,
But please.
the way the law is written and the way the panel was convened, which is in conformance with the law, we simply asked these folks to come in and offer their opinion. I'm just saying that's not the end of the day. That's not the end of the day.
Sir.
Hold on. I'm just saying that's not the end of the day. I will not leave this room without, and again, I know this is going to be unpopular in this room, without thanking the panel for their consideration. I also will say that it's not the end of the day. It is an advisory opinion to us. We're going to reconvene, and I think that's all I can leave it at that. They did what we asked them to do, was to take the, I guess I'm repeating myself now. Simply that's, okay.
Sorry. Look, I just want to say this. I think that it's clear that there's not going to be, and again, like, I understand everybody is.
You understand nothing!
Thank you very much. It feels very, sort of like, about this, but
You're a punk! You're a punk! Hey, how much you gonna get greased off?
So
how much you get out of $1 million? Huh? 20
I just want to volunteer. So
because you came out of a black woman vagina and you sit there laughing. Ain't nothing funny about it. You a house nigga and you laughing. I hope you get yours.
So I
you
will
a
not
house
tolerate
nigga.
that.
It's so funny. You too. You too. You too. You too. House niggas. Both of y'all started changing. It was never about the fire.
Listen, so I think that language like that is not necessarily productive, and I will not tolerate that. And I think that's absolutely offensive, and I have to say that. To anyone else, look, I don't know that to anyone else who wants to ask me about my opinion, I will stay and talk to anybody who wants to speak to me about why I made the decision I made. I think obviously in open
Make it
discussion,
public.
that's not So I'm going to be over here, and whoever wants to speak to me, I'll speak over here in that corner. Thank you guys very much.
Hello, everybody. I think I'm going to call this meeting to a conclusion. I'm very sorry that this turned out to be this way. Everybody's been involved. I want to thank again the folks who've been working on this for so much time. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so we're dismissing the meeting. Thank you.
That's right, the struggle continues. That's right, struggle continues.
There has to be a change.
So what do you not want?
I don't want my video in your camera, and I don't want my image to go on the internet. And I'm gonna not leave here until you delete my image.
It's a video that's 2 hours. I can't delete it, but I won't make a big deal out of it if you don't want it.
A big deal? I don't want anything.
All right.
What's your name?
I'm not. If you don't want my name, because then I'll be able to associate with you. Let's leave it at that.
Okay. I don't want my name.
Understood. Understood. Well, it's a public event, but I won't. I'll be smart with your stuff.
I'm leaving too. I feel like.
All right.
That he's sitting there laughing.
I'd like to interview you.
Be lucky I ain't take my shoe off and throw it.
Hey, I forgot that.
That's why I said what I said earlier on, because I smelt the shit in the room. I smelt the...
What happened? I mean, what is your opinion about what happened?
Made it very
Those
clear.
two house Negroes was trying to persuade people from the beginning because she never made her statue about no fire. They had no business talking about, oh, what if the gate wasn't there and the statue? Oh, so she ain't come with no artwork? Oh, so she came with a gate and fire?
Wow.
She came with the fire, meaning she was fired up. She came with the fiery energy. I'm not talking about
I
the
want to
fire
say
itself.
that this room was filled with community members who made a decision, who went through the process, who decided basically unanimously by what they said that they wanted another artist. The panelists then decided on someone else.
What do you think should happen now?
I think that there should be another panel convened. There should be people from East Harlem. There should be the activists. This is a 10-year movement to get rid of that statue. They should be a part of this panel. And the artist that the community wanted was telling the story that people in this neighborhood wanted to tell.
Could you say your name and spell it?
Yes, my name is Kim, K-I-M.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Do you want to give the last name?
No, I didn't give it.
Well, because the papers, I'm going to send this to newspapers, so they may want the last name.
Okay, Freeman,
Yeah.
F-R-E-E-M-A-N.
Okay, thank you.